W0TX.org, or if you're on our mailing list, you'll get an email giving you that information as well. And our next meeting will be on December the 16th. An Elmer session is held at 6 p.m. just prior to our monthly meeting. This session addresses any amateur radio questions that you might have. So whether you're new to amateur radio or interested in some new application of amateur radio, this is a session where you can get help. Also, every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m., except the third Wednesday when a monthly meeting is held on 145.490 megahertz and 448.625 megahertz. This is another area where you can find answers for your amateur radio related questions. As a general interest club, we provide emergency communication for the Salvation Army, City Wheat Ridge Police Department, City of Lakewood Police Department, West Metro Fire District, and St. Anthony's West Hospital. We're always looking for members who'd like to participate in this support. Please contact our club president if you'd like to help. Our current president is Jerry Wilhauer, W0GV. Jerry's telephone number is 303-467-0223. The Denver Radio Club website address is www.w0tx.org. Again, Jerry's telephone number is 303-467-0223. Also participates in the Arrl Volunteer Examiner Program. And again, with the COVID virus restrictions, we have to have special facilities we can hold the testing. And so, as we get a number of people lined up that require testing, we'll try and set up a place for that. Try and let you know on the website and also here on this net. And if you have questions regarding
from our VE team leader that the Mile High VE team is not going to hold any more test sessions this year, largely because of low participation around the holidays, plus the spike in COVID cases. So we'll probably resume and I'll supply as to when we'll start next year. And N0ETV, back to net.
All right. Thanks, Lance. We appreciate that. And I've got you and Curtis checked in. Curtis, go ahead with your announcement.
I've got two tonight, Jim. The first one is the usual one. We're still leading a general study session. We're doing 1 hour per evening. We're doing them on Tuesday evening from 7 till 8 on Zoom. If you need the information, let me know. We're probably up to about lesson 5, and they're all easy, so you could study and catch up. and I can send you an email with the back questions on them. So, does anybody need any more information on that? Oh, the second one is a special deal for owners of, or potential owners of some Chinese radios, Baofeng or 10 wave there. The model is UV5R. It's a little 8-watt radio. It's a really inexpensive radio. And the chargers for these things don't have any rubber feet, so they don't stay in place very well at all. But I've got about 40 sets of rubber feet that I'd be glad to give to the first comer who, first choice is you come and get them on the west side near Wadsworth and Alameda. If you can't, why, I might mail them to you. So anybody who wants some of those, I'll take your call sign, and we can talk about whether I need anything else or whether you can come and get them. It looks like everybody's got fancier radios than that, Jim. Thank you, KA0VBA.
How do you want to work that?
I'm sorry, what?
I say, did you want them to contact you by phone, or how do you want them to get in touch with you if they want some?
Oh, I was just going to take their call sign now, but if they want to call me later, it's 303-424-7373. I don't hear anything else. Again, that's 303-424-7373. Back to you, Jim.
All right. Thanks very much, Curtis. And before I move on, let me make another call. Are there any other special announcements or bulletins for the net this evening? If so, please call now. All right, before regular check-ins, I'd like to welcome and invite any visiting radio amateurs to check into the Denver Radio Club net this evening. During this net, we disable the requirement for the 100 RGPL repeater access tone, so you can use either 145.490 megahertz with a minus 600 kilohertz offset, or 448.625 megahertz with a minus 5 megahertz offset. Are there any visiting radio amateurs who'd like to check into the Denver Radio Club net tonight? If so, please call now. Next, I'd like to welcome and invite any newly licensed or recently upgraded radio amateurs to check in. Please call now. I'll now take regular check-ins in groups, and please let me know if you have traffic when you check in, and I'll get back to you. First, radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin in letters A through E, Alpha through Echo. Please call now.
Kilowatt 0, Delta, Papa Romeo, Paul, in Aurora.
November 0, Delta, Bravo, Sierra, Dawn, in Denver, no traffic.
November 5, Charlie, Mike, Kilo, Greg, in Denver, no traffic.
November 0, Echo Yankee Zulu, Jim, Littleton, no traffic.
KF0 APB, Drew, Aurora. W0TX repeater.
Kilo, Foxtrot, 0, Bravo, Alpha, Kilo, David, Lakewood, no traffic.
Kilo, Foxtrot 0, Charlie, Baker, Lima, no traffic.
Kilo, Foxtrot 0, Alpha, Foxtrot, Quebec, Troy in Denver, no traffic.
Kilo Alpha 5, Delta Kilo Sierra, Ken in Arvada.
Alpha Fox 0 Echo, Alex Bromfield.
Whiskey Delta 6, Delta Oscar Kilo. Rich in Arvada, no traffic. Good evening.
All right, Net Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. I had early check-ins from N0ATV Lance and KA0VBA Curtis, and then I had KA0DPR Paul, and I got behind here. Once you get behind, lose your sync. Bad things happen. So next I had Jim, and I got N5, and I missed the suffix. Could you come back with the rest of the call for me, Jim, please?
Sure, it's November 5, Charlie Mike Kilo. The name is Greg.
All right, thanks, Greg. I appreciate that. N5, Charlie Mike Kilo. And Jim, I guess I missed your call altogether. If that's the case, I did get the name. Could you come back with the call, please?
It's November 0, Echo Yankee Zulu.
All right, thanks, Jim. N0EYC. Next one I have here is, see if I got it right, KF0APB. Drew, do I have that right?
That's correct. Drew, KF0APB in Aurora.
Very good, thank you. Still got some to go here, so bear with me. Like I say, when you get out of sync, bad things happen. So, let's see, next I had KF0. I missed the suffix. I believe the name is David.
KF0BAK, Bravo Alpha Kilo.
Very good, thank you, David. KF0BAK. And next, I believe, I don't know if I got all of it right here, but I got K0 Charlie Bravo Lima, and I don't have a name. Is that a proper call? Well, I guess that one I got messed up bad enough nobody recognizes it, so I apologize for that. All right, next I had KF0AFQ Troy, and KA5DKS Ken, AF0E Alex, and WD6 DOK Rich. So if I missed your call, that was my error there, so please call in here with the next call. Make a second call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters A through E, Alpha through Echo. Please call now.
November 0, Delta Bravo Sierra, N0 DBS, Dawn in Denver, no traffic.
Kilo Charlie 0, Charlie Zulu, Bob in Thornton.
Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. N0 DBS Don and KC0 CZ Bob. Move on down to alphabet. Radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters F through J. Foxtrot through Juliet. Please call now.
W0GV, Jerry Westminster.
Kilo 6 Hotel, Juliet Victor, Tom Arvada, no traffic.
Alpha 0 Juliet Kilo, AA 0 JK Fred in Arvada. Good evening, no traffic.
Net Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. W0GV Jerry, K6HJV Tom, and AA0JK Fred. Make second call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters F through J. Foxtrot through Juliet. Please call now. Move on down the alphabet. Radio amateurs whose call suffixes beginning with the letters K through O. Kilo through Oscar. Please call now.
Kilo 0 Lima, Papa Romeo, Lanier and Inglewood.
Whiskey 0 Lima, Foxtrot, Arrl and Golden, no traffic, over.
Kilo Echo 0, Mike Golf Tango, Don Aurora.
WG0N, David Lakewood. November 0, Lima Alpha Juliet. This is Bill in Denver.
Kilo 0, Kilo Papa Sierra, Kevin Lakewood, no traffic.
Net Control would like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. K0LPR Lanier, WW0LF Orland, KE0MGT Don, WG0N Dave. I meant to say that when Don checked in there was a double there, but he won, so if I missed your call, it must have doubled it with Don. WG0N Dave, N0LAJ Bill, and K0KPS Kevin. Make one more call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters K through O, Kilo through Oscar. Please call now.
Kilo Echo 0, Oscar Sierra India, Tom Highlands Ranch, no traffic.
Kilo Echo 0, Mike Golf Tango, Don Aurora.
And in control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-in. KE0OSI Tom, and KE0MGT Don. I did recognize you there in the first calls. Thank you. Move on down the alphabet. Radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters P through T, Papa through Tango. Please call now.
Whiskey Bravo 2, Sierra Hotel Romeo, Stan in Denver, no traffic.
K0RCW, Robert in Lakewood, no traffic.
November 0, Tango, Romeo, Papa, Jim in Lakewood. Good evening.
Kilo Echo 0, Romeo Victor Zulu, John in Lakewood, no traffic.
Kilo Echo 0, Delta Sierra Juliet, David out of Arvada, no traffic.
And at control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. WB2SHR Stan, KC0RCW Robert, N0TRP Jim, K0RVZ John, and I believe it was K0DES. I missed the name. Could I get the name, please? All right, sorry if you're trying to call in, I couldn't copy. Also, KB9er, QDG Carl, you were down so low that I could barely pick you out. I did pick out a little bit of your call sign, so I don't know what's going on there. You got the antenna hooked up, or what the problem is, but not getting out very well, so I did get enough of that to acknowledge you. So make one more call for radio amateurs whose call suffix is beginning with the letters P through T, Papa through Tango. Please call now. All right, we'll move on down the alphabet. Radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin with letters U through Z, uniform through Zulu. Please call now.
KF0UV, Marshall and Glendale.
AC0VC, Bill and Elizabeth.
Alpha Delta 0, Uniform Zulu, AD0UZ, Brennan, Elizabeth.
Net Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. KF0UV Marshall, AC0VC Bill, AD0UZ Brennan. Good to hear you, Brennan. Make one more call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters U through Z, uniform through Zulu. Please call now. All right, we'll do the entire alphabet. Radio amateurs call suffixes begin letters A through Z, Alpha through Zulu. Please call now. Station just calling, extremely noisy. I couldn't pick up anything other than I did hear what was a semblance of a call sign, but could you try it again, please?
Kilo Echo 0 Delta Sierra Juliet David.
Well, I did get the call sign, I think. I got Kilo Echo 0 Delta Sierra Juliet, but I couldn't copy the name. Could you try the name again, please? All right, be a chance for late check-ins a little bit later in the net. And at this time, I'd like to invite our club president, Jerry Howard, W0GV, covering club business. Go ahead, Jerry, the net is yours.
Okay, Jim, and thanks for doing the net. Welcome, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Not much new. Just to remind you of our upcoming meeting on the 16th, Wednesday after next, I believe. And we'll have Bob Witte, KØNR, to present a program to us called Having Fun with VHF. And Bob's a big SOTA on the air guy and VHF enthusiast, and he'll tell us about some VHF contesting and operating on summits and just some basics we'll use in VHF. So Bob is a good speaker, and I think you'll enjoy his presentation. The other thing I've been reminding everybody is that being a big shopping season here, if you use Amazon, go into smile.amazon.com, and you can register the Denver Radio Club as your charity, and then anything you buy, we get a small percentage of that to the club, and it doesn't cost you anything. Just that they pay it, and it doesn't cost you any less or any more to do that. So smile.com helps the club treasury a lot. So other than that, I don't have anything, I don't believe. So everybody stay well, and back to you, Jim. W0GV.
All right, thanks, Jerry. Appreciate that. Look forward to the meeting coming up. I don't see anyone that checked in that indicated ahead traffic. Unless I missed that, I do apologize if I did. This is the Denver Radio Club Net, W0TX, and this is K02R Net Control Station. Does anyone have any other comments, information, or business for the net? If so, please call now. All right, do we have any late check-ins? Please call now.
This is Kilo Echo 0 Delta Sierra Juliet David out of Arvada.
All right, Kilo Echo 0 Delta Sierra Juliet. David, I did catch your name that time, so still noisy, but we got a better copy on it, so did something good. And welcome to the net. One more call. We have any other late check-ins? Please call now. All right, I'll now review the next weekend's contests and upcoming hamfests. Because of code, we have no hamfests that are on the schedule at this point in time, so just keep our fingers crossed and see whether or not to get control of this crazy virus. Try to open things back up to a little bit near normal, so look forward to that. Contest coming up this next weekend. Let's see, we got the Arrl 10-meter contest. That begins on December 12th at 0 hours Zulu, goes through December 13th till 23:59 hours Zulu. That is on 10 meters, and that's a CW and phone contest. Next, we have the PODXS 070 Club Triple Play Low Band Sprint. That begins on December 12th at 0 hours Zulu, goes through December 14th until 23:59 hours Zulu. That's on 160 through 40 meters. That is a digital contest. Next, we have the TRC Digi contest. That begins on December 12th at 0600 hours Zulu, goes through December 13th until 1800 hours Zulu. That's on 80 through 10 meters, and that's a digital contest. Next, we have the Skcc Weekend Sprintathon. That begins on December 12th at 1200 hours Zulu, goes through December 13th until 23:59 hours Zulu. That's 160 through 6 meters. That's a CW contest. Next is the International Naval Contest. That begins on December 12th at 1600 hours Zulu, goes through December 13th until 15:59 hours Zulu. That's on 80 through 10 meters, and that is a CW and phone contest. Next, we have the QRP ARCI Holiday Spirits Homebrew Sprint. That begins on December 13th at 2000 hours Zulu, goes through December 13th until 2300 hours Zulu. That's on 160 through 10 meters. That's a CW contest. And lastly, we have the CQC Great Colorado Snowshoe Run. That begins on December 13th at 2100 hours Zulu, goes through December 13th until 22:59 hours Zulu. That's on 20 meters, and that's a CW contest. A couple reminders, the High Noon Net, they meet daily at 12 noon with early check-ins beginning at 11:30. They meet on a frequency of 7.240 megahertz, which is on a 40-meter band. And the Salvation Army Saturn Net, they meet at 1500 hours Zulu. That's 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. They meet Monday through Saturday on a frequency of 14.265 megahertz, which is on the 20-meter band. The Denver Radio Club maintains the following repeaters for use by all radio amateurs. 147.330 megahertz with a positive offset, 145.490 megahertz with a negative offset, a 224.380 megahertz with a negative offset, a 449.350 megahertz with a negative offset, a 448.625 megahertz with a negative offset, a 447.825 megahertz with a negative offset. Our digital turbo repeater operating on Brandmeister on 446.7875 megahertz with a negative offset, and our C4 FM digital repeater on 449.775 megahertz with a negative offset. The 447.825 megahertz repeater is configured for narrowband FM, and that requires a digital coded squelch of 073. There are two repeaters on 147.330 megahertz. Repeater in Lakewood requires a 100 hertz PL tone, and the second repeater located east near Franktown requires a 131.8 hertz PL tone. We have a second repeater on the same frequency out east to improve coverage along the Front Range and into the canyons. However, having two repeaters on the same frequency with different frequency propagation requires that you monitor the frequency to ensure neither is in use prior to making your call. The 449.350 megahertz repeater provides wide area coverage, and this repeater hosts our Echolink station W0TX, node number 4140. And the 448.625 megahertz repeater is linked with a 145.490 megahertz repeater. The repeater on 449.775 is now a C4 FM digital only repeater. And each repeater requires a 100 Hz PL tone for activation, except as noted, and each uses standard offsets. For packet, we have 145.050 MHz gateway on 2 meters that is interconnected with the 14.105 MHz gateway on 20 meters for packet QSO. And we have a 6-meter repeater on 53.09 MHz with an input on 52.09 MHz with a required 107.2 Hz PL tone. Your support of the Denver Radio Club is greatly appreciated. If you'd like to participate in any of the many club activities, please contact our club president, Jerry Bill Howard, W0TV. And I'd like to thank everyone for checking into the Denver Radio Club Net tonight. Your support is greatly appreciated. I hope you all have a great week, 7-3. And tonight we had a total of 35 check-ins. And the Denver Radio Club W0TX Net is now closed at 9:08, and repeaters available for regular use. This is K0TR Net Control Station, and please stand by a moment so I can return the PL tone to the repeater.
PL on.
And this is K0TR. Good evening, and I'm clear.